even do my introductions. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jezebel. I'm a magician's assistant. I'm a VTuber, and today we'll be showing everyone a little bit of a behind the scenes about some of the software, some of the hardware, some of the really weird, interesting things that you can do with being a VTuber. This panel is very if you want to ask a question, just come up and ask. You can interrupt me. Obviously, don't yell at me, but so that I can, because I will be demonstrating a lot within OBS. I may not necessarily see straight away if you've walked up to the mic, so feel free just to talk into it if you want to ask a question. Any question is fine. If you have anything and you're not quite sure, there's no stupid questions. All right. Cool. Okay. So as you can see right now, I'm moving on my screen. So I am using a live 2D avatar. So this avatar actually is controlled by a software called VTube Studio. Now there's, if you saw my kind of intro to VTubers panel previously, you would have seen me like demonstrating a little bit about that with some of the different softwares. But VTube Studio has some really cool things. So I'm gonna, now ignore the fact that everything's gonna be a little bit off color because I'm using green screen for something to show later. But let me open this up for you so I can show you. So you can see all these panels on the side here. But I can do some really cool stuff with this. So if I click on the little star, which you can't really see because it's green, you have all these little things that you can add. And this is just built into the software. So, so you pick how it sets, and you can say if you want it to connect to your model. And if I do this, give me head pats. Now, what's interesting is you can actually tie this into OBS itself. And you can do things like you can have redeems and you can do stuff like that to actually allow this all to happen. And this software especially is constantly being like updated, and there's like lots of stuff going on with it. And there's like all this really incredible stuff that they managed to do to get this all implemented. So I'm gonna, hello hand. Hello hand. No, I don't want that one. Item, why aren't you unlocking? Hold on. No, I unlocked the item. Why are you not here? Hello? Oh dear. Okay, hold on. Why is my model being awful? I don't know why it's being weird like that. Hello? If you do become a VTuber, be aware that scuff will always be a thing. That's always something that's gonna happen. Just like that, where stuff doesn't quite go right. But yes, so VTube Studio has a lot of really cool stuff. Like I've got a green screen background right now, but if I press this button, I can, for example, do this if I want to, or I can have even a moving background like this one. And you can like import stuff all the time too. So like the background that I had, like the Magic Stage one that you can see, this is actually one of my backgrounds. And as long as you're not using like someone's background that you haven't paid for, or you know, it's copyright, that sort of thing, you can kind of do whatever you want with it. I've seen people use like actual photos. I've seen people just use like custom art like I did. There's a lot of free art, especially if you use any applications like Clip Studio Paint, you can get a lot of backgrounds and things like that for free. It's really cool that you can do a lot with it. Now, with regard to Live 2D, there are some limitations. For example, I can move my hands technically, so I can do this with my model, right? I have like a preset where I can do certain things where I can move my hands. But I can't actually move my hands because my current model doesn't have the integrations to allow that. There are some functions for that now. Like if you look online, you might see some. For example, there are some models that can play guitar now because it actually has specific hand tracking. But I don't have hand tracking for this model. Hand tracking is fairly new for Live 2D. And it's still, like, a lot of people are still learning how to rig it and use it at the moment. But Let me just do a quick magic trick for you. Ow. Ignore that. Hi. Hello. So this is actually my 3D model, and I can actually wave to you. I can also do this. And I can dance. So 3D is another type of model that you'll see quite often. This was a custom Blender made model, and my hand is going everywhere. So I actually had this custom made for me from someone who does 3D modeling in like Maya and Blender and all that sort of stuff. But we do see a lot of other 3D programs that are being used. I actually have one open that I'll demonstrate shortly. But I just want to show you because this is obviously like it's a little bit different, and the hand tracking is a little bit funky. I basically have a little piece of hardware on the table called Leap Motion, and that is specifically what is tracking my hands. So when I move them around, and I can like put it through my head. I can't afford full body tracking because it's like several $1,000s. I would like to at some point, but not right now. Once you do have full body tracking, you can do all sorts of stuff. Like I've seen people do like full on dancing. You can do like all sorts of crazy stuff. Like there's some VTubers that do a lot of VR chat, and they actually have a lot of really crazy stuff with the full body tracking, especially in VR. But I'll just let me open up here, and now I always forget these controls. So give me, aha, there we go. So with this, I can actually spin around because it's 3D, right? So you can see like the different angles and things. Oh, no one saw that. No one looked, right? No one looked, right? Right? Please tell me no one looked. But yeah, and if I what's the button to zoom out again? I haven't used this in a little bit, so I forget. I always forget the buttons. Here we go. So you can actually see my full model. And I have a big flowy dress. Obviously, this looks a little bit different than my 2D model because the style is different, but I still like it a lot. And you can still like I can. And yes, my hair, my twin tails are alive. It's just how how it's rigged. Because if I turn it to its side again, you can see they kind of have to make sure it doesn't interact too much with the dress. Because yeah, you don't want it to because as you can see with my hands, like they kind of face in just because that's just because I have a big poofy skirt. So let me reset this so that it's not going somewhere weird. Oh, wrong spot. This spot. There we go. And this one, like the face tracking is a little bit different on this one. It uses a different type of software for the face tracking. So I'm using what's called iFacial Mocap. And for VTube Studio, it has its own dedicated app, but there's also like plugins for it and things like that now. Like there's one called VBridger, which I don't currently have on my Live 2D model. I would like to. And it's like it gives you like super accurate face tracking. But I don't have that at the moment. I would like that at some point as well. Everything's very expensive. But I can like it does track my mouth. So if I do, and I can if I let me zoom in. Oh, that might be a little bit zoomed in. Hold on. Yeah. I could puff my cheeks. And you can also like with Live 2D, 3D does have like default face options as well. So I have like this is my default happy. My eyes are not closed actually. And I I have a built-in angry face. And so you can do all sorts of stuff with it. And so for me, because this is a custom model that's not built through like Vroid, which is a free software, this actually like this was all custom. So this was quite expensive. I'm not going to say how much it was, but you can get 3D models especially for a really good price. And you can actually get other pieces of software that can do the hand tracking without the leap motion. It's just that this was what was recommended to me by the creator of this model for me to work with the the technique that they have. And it's like it's a pretty common thing for people to use a leap motion Some people actually, so for me, my leap motion is actually on my desk. So it's about like, it's like down there. Can't really point. It's down there. But for some people, they'll have it on like their chest. Some people, they will have it sitting up on top of their screen. It just kind of depends on your desk setup and how well the tracking works for you and where it is. So there's lots of different options with that. And I know Zane has a different program that she uses for her hand tracking. And it does a couple of other things, like it tracks her controller movement when she's playing games like that. So you get like all these really cool different options for all your different like tracking needs. All right, let me become a 2D once more. Let's have to switch apps. There we go. Yes, as you may have seen, my this model also has like predetermined face stuff, so I can do this, and I can do this, and it's just a different style. Live 2D is kind of it's very common as like a main choice of style for people, but it's not necessarily the only choice, and it's not like one is better than the other. You can see some 3D models that look almost like they're actually 2D, which is really cool. And you see like all these different styles, and people do all sorts of different things with it. So it's quite cool. And not only that, let me find my button. Where is my button? That is Zane. I don't want to turn Zane's button on. Zane's not in here. Zane's buttons will do nothing right now. So as you can see here, there's a little bouncing me. So this is something that will happen quite often with collabs, right? So you can't necessarily have everyone moving on screen. Maybe there's like 10 people. Maybe like your computer can't handle having all the different moving models. So this is actually quite common. And what happens is it's just a website. You upload an image and you can set the settings. So for me, if I stop talking, it goes like that darker color, and then it bounces and moves when I am talking. And you'll see like you can't see it here right now, but I have actually a scene in my OBS that has like 20 different PNGs of people. So usually people that I like, it'll be like I've collabed with someone once, or I've collabed with them a lot, and I have them turned on all the time. Like Ren and Zane, I have theirs turned on all the time, and it just hides them because it actually picks up via Discord. So you can actually have this via Discord. It's not like you have to have any special software for it, since it's a website for this, and then you just put it into OBS as a browser source. And I actually have a screen share of my scenes and my browser sources. So I'll be able to show that as well. But for example, say you do want to move around on screen. So I don't know if you've seen clips of myself and Zane moving around on screen when we're playing like horror games, or if we're playing like Golf It, and Zane is as Zane and I are just kind of like wiggling around trying to get the walls going, that sort of thing. We actually have a couple of different options to have multiple people on screen. So one of them is called we tend to call it Ninja, and it's actually VDO Ninja, or you might see it called OBS Ninja is what it used to be called. And it actually allows you to project your model across to someone else. So it turns it into a browser source, and you can just actually have it as, hold on, where is my, okay, here we go. Okay, so you can see here, this is all my OBS bits and pieces. And you can see here, I've got this one here that says Video Ninja Demo. So it's got this little world icon. So it means that it's actually a browser source. So I don't know if I can show you very easily. No, okay, you can't see this. Sometimes the way this plays is a bit funky. But if I turn this on, there's now two of me, right? And you can see that there's a difference in quality, because for one, this is actually tracking the green screen, which cuts off, like, for example, my hair a little bit. But what you can do is it does mean that I can give this to someone else, and then that person can have me moving around on their screen, or vice versa. And let me move myself over a little bit just so that... just because it's a little bit easier to see the demonstration one. And also because obviously you won't have it this big. So if I was doing a collab and say this was someone else, I would probably have them, probably like this size-ish. And then it's not really as noticeable, like you could, obviously, because it's a lot smaller. So it just makes it easier. And it's fun because you can have like multiple people moving on around. You'll see people like bonking themselves in the head, basically, because you're bumping into other people. But sometimes Ninja isn't the greatest of quality because of the fact of the way it's being processed and the way it's being sent out to someone else. The quality can be a little bit tough. So what we do, and at the moment it's not an issue because I was just testing it earlier. But if I turn this off here, you can see this one here that says Electron. So Electron is a piece of software that I can't remember how I found it, but we found it and it works with Ninja. So if this is the Ninja model, if I go into Electron, see how the color translates a little bit better. So if I move this here, see how like the color is like a little bit better. It's not much, but sometimes one of these applications will work a lot nicer than the other. And as you can see, I can move around. There's like different delays in how quick it picks up. Some of the qualities change a little bit over time. So this one on the very far left, at least it's left for me. The Ninja one. This one's a little bit more clearer right now, but also this isn't quite as the same size. So if I scoot this down, and yeah, you can kind of see. So if I line these up, I can have an army of me's if I really want to. But there's always programs like this being created, and there's like new things that come out to try and make all this sort of easier. And the thing is, like, so for example, like Electron and Ninja, it doesn't have to be for Live 2D or 3D models or anything like that. I actually see it used with just general cameras. It picks up a camera. So in this instance, I'm using my Visual Studio, but you can actually use it for normal cameras if you want. Now, where is it? Let me show you. This is gonna freak my computer out a lot. All right, I'm gonna switch to. Okay, you can see, you can see some of my scenes here. So I'll actually show you the reactives. You won't be able to see them all because of the fact that I'm not in a chat with anyone. But I'll quickly show you. So you can see. Oh, okay. Wait, you can't see because I haven't. I'm very smart. Hold on. No way, you won't be able to see it that way. That's okay. I was going to show you, but I realized it's not going to display it. I didn't think that through. My bad. I forgot that this little display here is not on my other scenes. But you can see all these other scenes in different bits and pieces. And you can see here, like you can see my microphone being picked up. Now, this is broadcast mix because I use what's called a Go XLR microphone. So it's a like podcast and professional quality microphone. You have all these other audio. So I have like sound alerts, and let me see if I can get one of those working. I hope the sound might not pick up. I'll see if I can show you at least the notification. So when you're streaming, if you want to, you can have like sound alerts tied into channel redeems and things like that. It could be bits, it could be channel points, and people like to mess with you with the sounds. For example, I was playing a horror game, and we'd just been in a really stressful part, and then someone played a jump scare, and I nearly died because it was a lot at the time. All right, let's see if I can find. And let me see if this will. I don't know if you'll hear this, but I'm gonna try anyway. Where is it? Why is it not letting me test it? Hello. Ah. It's not turned off. Hold on. My sound lights are turned on. Okay. Let's try this one. I don't know why, but the website's not working very well. So I don't know if you could hear it, but you could see the down here. You can see that this has gone off. And this is just something fun that you can include in your streams, right? You can kind of mess around with it. A lot of people really like the fart button for some reason. I don't use the fart button, but I do have like jump scare sounds and things like that. And it adds to the stream. There's so many different sound options that you can pick. I'm just gonna have another drink. Give me one moment. And the reason why you can see my broadcast mix when I'm quiet, and you can see that there's like the green still coming through, that's just because I can hear the microphone from the room. So normally this would be quiet here if I'm not talking. It's just because this is actually picking up my desktop audio, which is therefore picking up like from the room and such. Now, you can see here this one that says BikuBot. So BikuBot audio. I'm going to turn off this bit here. And you can see down the bottom, you can see the little bird called ChatBob. Now, what ChatBob does is, so this is actually something recently new. So in not just in YouTubing at all, it's just like in terms of streaming, there's so many different plugins and options and like softwares and like different like chatbots and that people create. And this is one that is it's behind a Patreon paywall. It's like $5, but it does really cool things. So I actually have him in his he's naked right now. But he actually has a tuxedo when there's like a special event on. And you'll be able to see it in the chat here. You'll see the chat message pop up by my head if I can find it. And you won't unfortunately be able to hear it because of the way I'm sharing the screen, but you'll be able to watch him. So watch ChatBob and you'll see him move. And so, as a result, what's happening here is I've just used a redeem in my chat channel, and you can also I can also do tests with the software, but it takes the message and uses text to speech, and then it actually makes the bird move and talk as if it's actually talking. And let me tell you, and maybe I shouldn't have given this power to my my chat, just a little bit. Unfortunately, I did, and they very much enjoy messing with me. And I first debuted this ChatBob on my 24-hour birthday stream, and it ended up with just being a lot of D's nuts jokes, and just general roasting. But there's just some really, really cool stuff that you can actually use within OBS. And there's lots of stuff that's free. Like a lot of the plugins for YouTube Studio are free. A lot of the so for example, you can see my overlay here. Let me turn off the background. It was just very black, so I didn't want it to be blowing out the projector. So I'm gonna turn this off. So you can actually see this background, this overlay. So I actually created this. So normally what I would do is I would have a game behind me. And I can also do things like when I'm playing Apex, I have like an overlay that I use, which covers up the in-game one. And with OBS, you can do so much with it. You can put video, you can put audio. I don't have it here at the moment, but I sometimes have like music playing. And everyone does things differently. Like you can do so many things with it. It's absolutely wild. It's so custom to each person. And it's something that it can be a little bit overwhelming because there's just so many different things that you can do with it. I've got to unmute. God damn it. I was taking a drink. I didn't want to splash water on the microphone. So, like, for example, my chat box is a custom chat box. So I think I paid, again, like $5, and it has like a really cute little setup on it. Some people just leave it as standard. I just wanted something nice to go with my nice background. Yeah. But yeah, there's like all these different really cool things that you can do, and there's just always something going on. I mentioned plugins, and there is one plugin that I have mentioned in previous panels, and it's called the Twitch Integrated Throwing System, also known as TITS. And I'm not going to say the full word, but I'm sure y'all can you can tell what that spells. And it's actually a really cool program because what you can do is this. Basically, it's a plugin with VTube Studio where I will show you. Give me 1 second. Let me bring this up so you can see. You see the overlay. Ah! He's throwing things at me. Hold on a second. Anyway. So you can see here there's like a little outline. And this is actually how it tracks where the items run into. So, for example, for me, I have different things set. So the burb you just saw, that gets thrown at me if someone follows me. And yeah, one of these guys. Why is it selling just burb? And then I have like redeems. So you can just have people harass you on the stream. It doesn't work quite the same if you have, for example, if you've got like an actual camera and you're not streaming with an avatar. But I have seen where someone had their like camera box, and the camera box is what gets knocked around. And you can change all this around. So if I go into which one was it? No, not that one. You can have it for VCFace as well. So it's not just 2D; it's also 3D. Where is it? All right, this one. So you can see like all the different options, and you can like change a whole bunch of different things. Why is there? You know, it's fine. I'm not going to question why it's on Ultra at the moment. And then over here is where you can see like I don't know why, but banana is the scale for this particular program. But you can see like all the different things that I've put in. I want to add more eventually, but for now this is what I have. So this is a flower that's from my model. I have a Pokeball because there's a friend who likes to joke about Pokeballs, Dubs because that's part of my branding, and then you have Ren and Zane, who are the other members of MLC. And I have sunflower seeds because I call my followers my doves. So the joke is if they subscribe to me, they get a bag of sunflower seeds. And if it's like the first time they've subscribed, usually it means that they have to collect them off the ground because they've been thrown at me rather than me giving them a bag of food to eat. Now I'll show you what it looks like with VTube. Sorry, with VTube with my brain's not working with VCFace because okay, I forgot to turn my tracking on. So with VCFace, it is a little bit different. It just breaks my spine when it goes on. So I just need to go back into here and turn it on so that cover on. Hold on. It's like it has to connect to Twitch and it has to connect to a bunch of different stuff. So I'm hoping this will work. I didn't turn it on when I first started, so let's see. Click out of here. Yeah, so if it hits me now, see how I don't actually fly away? It'll just break my spine. But it works for 3D and 2D. So regardless of what model you pick, there's always going to be really fun plugins that you can actually use with whatever you choose. And like I mean, I've got both models. A lot of people have both. Some people have like oodles and oodles of different models. Like there's a VTuber called Iron Mouse, and I think at this point she has something like 30 different models. I think she has like 7 models that are currently in progress, and she has a bunch more. So there's literally, it's like endless designs. You can go online and find all sorts of people doing commissions for it. Literally, it is just an endless sea of creativity. It's really cool. Now, where's my button? Hold on. I'm using a Stream Deck, by the way. Can you see this if I bring this up? I cannot see it because I have not turned on the thing. That's why. So I have a Stream Deck that I use, and that is how it lets me do all my buttons. So like these buttons that I've showed before. I can show you through this picture. Where is my picture? Hold on. Here it is. So this is actually my desk setup. Now, this is a lot more equipment than a lot of people will use. But you can see like my monitors. You can see my computer, my microphone, and then there's like the Stream Deck, which I use with a lot of like hotkeys and pre-programs and stuff like that. You can also see to the right, there's my graphics tablet. Sorry, I'm taking a drink. And behind my computer, you might be able to just barely see it. There's actually a switch there, and my PS5 is also there. And then you can also see my phone and the ring light. Now, I have the ring light mostly for my 3D model because my 3D model needs a lot of light for tracking because it tracks a little bit differently to 2D. So I tend to only really use it for that. But the holder is really good for holding up my camera. Because previously I would have my monitor, my phone would kind of be in front of my monitor, which is kind of a pain in the butt because it blocked a lot of the screen, especially if I was playing in a game that had, UI down the bottom, right? So it blocked that and be in the way. But also it meant that I have to move all my equipment around so I couldn't have it right in front of me, which made it a lot harder to like press different things. Is there any questions so far, by the way? I'm going to have another drink of water. No questions? Oh, suddenly it's very loud. No, that's okay. So what I'm going to do now is, so I mentioned Vroid. So Vroid is completely free. You can get it on Steam. And if you're interested in becoming a VTuber, it's a really good way to start out. Let me turn it on so you can see. Actually, let me just close this real quick. Okay. And let me close this other program just because I've got so many things open and my computer is very sad. Okay. So here's Vroid. And let me scoot to my game spot so you can see a bit better. So Vroid this is a preset model. And if you go into Vroid, you can literally do whatever you want. So for example, you can see that on the side here, there's all these little different things. So if I do this, you can adjust where the eyes are sitting. You can make it look really cursed if you really want to. You can do all sorts of crazy stuff. And like I said, this is completely free. So you could do whatever you want and you can adjust and you can make stuff. People do commissions for this program. So if you're not confident in all this sort of stuff, you can actually get someone else to do it. How do I set this? I haven't used Vroid much, so I always forget how to do the things. Okay, it's a bit better. So with this program, it's totally free. You can grab it right now. You can fiddle around with it. So you've got like all these on the side here. You've got these face sets. You can do. Let's see. Let's look at. Let's do hairstyle. So you can actually change out the hairstyle. So if we want to load, there we go. It's got this hairstyle, and you can customize it all sorts. They in the last couple of months they've changed the program, so it's interesting how they've changed it. Oh no, don't want that. So you can change like the colors. I want like pink. Okay, there we go. You can edit like all these little bits and pieces. So create new. It's fine. And if I can remember the controls, so you can actually sit here and fiddle around with different bits and pieces. Edit hairstyle. So, whoops. There we go. Let's do brush. Oh god, I can never remember which ones are which. I don't use, like I said, I don't use this match that much, so control point. They've changed all the settings on me. I don't remember where everything is. Okay. Here we go. So you have like this grid and you can do different things with it. I can't remember how to change all this. Oop, no one saw that. Get in trouble. The convention's gonna never invite me back after this. Okay. Okay, I'm just not gonna be the model anymore. I don't know. I can't remember. Dane, do you remember which buttons are which? Oh, wait, here we go. I found it. Okay, so we can change. Here we go. You can see like all these little dots there. So we can change all these presets here. This looks really wonky. You can do all sorts of really crazy stuff with it. It's pretty interesting. Like I can do like this to make it if I want it to be like more big hair, I guess. I'm gonna be very carefully turn it this way. And where is the brush? It's all right. Loading. Yeah, there we go. So you can actually, okay, this is gonna look really cursed, but this is just for demonstration purposes. You can just do really cool stuff, and you can do all sorts of things. This program does have limitations. Like there's only so much you can do with certain things. So previously, in the previous version of the app, for example, you couldn't make glasses for your character unless you used a you basically made the glasses out of hair, which is really, really cursed when you think about it. So all the Vroid models, their glasses were made out of hair because that was just the limitations of the tool. But what you can do with Vroid especially, you can actually mix it with things like Blender, and you can make an object in Blender, and then you can attach it to the model. Where is the button that I always forget? Edit texture, here we go. Hello? Aha! Now, you can literally edit everything for this. So at the moment, you can see on the hair how it's got the these different patches here. If I do this, wait, not like that. Let me make this a bit nicer. There we go. So you can actually see all the easy. This is obviously I'm not using my graphics tablet right now, so please don't judge my my style skills, I guess. But you can literally do whatever you want. You can have any way about doing like a Vroid model. So if I do this, change the color, we can make it all sorts of fun. And you can do this with like skin tones. You can do this with hair. You can do all sorts of editing on the model to do whatever you want. It's literally like the sky's the limit. So it's pretty cool. All right, we're gonna have another drink. Ignore that my hand is going through my eye. And let me go back onto OBS. There we go. But yeah, that's a couple of different things. And where is my... Turn this on the right button. Where is it? Aha. So, as you saw here before, there's like all these different scenes and things like that. And this turns all sorts of stuff on. So, this is chat jail. This is another redeem I have, and you can see like all my alerts and things like that. So I use what's called Stream Elements, and there's like Stream Elements, there's Streamlabs, there's a couple different options you can have, and it allows you to do things like accept tips. It allows you to do chat box things, like this overlay. So the background is actually being basically beamed to OBS from Stream Elements. So I have a whole bunch of stuff tied in. So if I turn my emote wall on, I can show you what this looks like. So let me... You can't see what I'm doing, but give me like 1 second. Just turn this off so you can see it properly. So you can do all sorts of custom stuff. So, whee! So you see how I just posted a bunch of emotes, and you can just kind of do whatever. Yeah. So you can do like all sorts of stuff. You literally, the sky is the limit. And I've turned off the alert box, but let me find, hold on, I'll open up Stream Elements so you can see. So many buttons. One thing you will never get used to is the amount of buttons that you have. There's buttons. Your computer might try to die because you have too many programs open. Game overlay. This one. Are loading. Okay. So if I do, okay, I'm going to emulate a follow command. Now you can't hear it, but it is actually playing music. So there's also like you can do like subscriber. And like this is all stuff that you can actually set up with all the different programs. And this isn't strictly with streaming. This isn't strictly with VTubing. You can use it for all sorts of streamers use these kinds of alerts. It's just how I have mine configured with all the different stuff. Now, I don't know why, but in Stream Elements it's not loading. If you look to that side, I don't know if it's right or left. You can see a little cup, and I think it's loaded now. Let me see if it works. There we go. If you see the little cup, there's like birds that are like flying in. And I'm just using emulate, by the way. So if you're wondering why there's like random names coming up, it's basically a custom tip jar. So it's fun visual things that people can see that help kind of improve your stream and allows people to kind of have fun with it. So if I do, for example, let's do a cheer event. So it's a really fun way to kind of have people mess with your like. One thing that I have found when streaming is people like to mess with you. People like to bully, okay? And part of that is things like the stuff on the screen. There's like hitting me with stuff, and you can kind of find so many different ways to tailor it to yourself, so that it is, fun, and also it keeps it being interesting. So if I do like this again, you can see all the little bits and pieces. If I do like if someone say raids me, I just have a gift from an anime. And usually people will post like a whole bunch of emotes when they come in for a raid, so you have like all these emotes just explode everywhere. You can do like an emote event. Does this not want to work? Hello? Oh, well, that's rude. All right, the emote event doesn't want to work apparently. No, no. Okay, this preview doesn't want to work. That's fine. But also things like you can customize what goes in. So for like I said, how like I said, if someone follows me, they're a dove. So I have for my follower, I have the little dove emote. The subscriber, it's something different. It's for the subscriber one, it'll be my sub badges, and you can just do all sorts of really cool stuff with it. And you really can just do whatever. So this background isn't my only background that I use. I have all sorts of other overlays that I use. So let me go to here. That's my live 2D model, which currently has no face tracking, so that's don't worry about that. But you can see here that I've like things are a little bit different here. I use this background for Apex, and which is why ChatBob is also to the side. I also use it for like horror games at the moment, just because you can see more of the screen, and you just have all these different options. Also, let me quickly show you here. Like it yours, and give me. So for this is actually long. This picture, it's actually a commission that I did. So the art is actually from a song cover I did, and I got it animated so that I could use it as like a start screen. The pixel animations were gifts from a fan. Ren actually created the Magic Show Shouting Soon screen, the little logo there, which also means I actually had as a. So let me go back here. Wait, could you guys still hear me okay? The thing kind of popped out for a second. No? Okay. Maybe it looks like it's showing okay. Hopefully. Australian internet is potatoes, so so sometimes it's a little hard to tell if anything's broken. Wait. Can you hear me? Hello? Anyone? Can I get like a thumbs up? Okay, cool. Good. Like I said, Australian internet's potatoes, so sometimes I worry that it's just completely died. Uh, let's see. Where was my thing here? Okay, cool. Now, you would have seen when I was moving across from screen to screen, there was something that came up. That's called a stinger. And a stinger is basically a way to make your transitions look a little more interesting. And the thing is with that is you can do a lot of custom stuff with that too. So that stinger I actually made myself. I drove myself crazy in Adobe After Effects learning how to make that particular one, because I had a very specific image in my head and I couldn't find anyone who had made like a tutorial with similar. But you have all sorts of like really crazy transitions that you can use, and with that, like you just implement it. I can't quite show you without OBS freaking out if I share more of the screen, but you basically set it. You can have no transition at all. So if I go to studio mode, I don't think you can see this, but if I turn, so that's the transition there, right? But if I do set this, and then if I go to like transition. Oh wait, no, it didn't. Yeah, there you go. See, so it's very different. But I just have my one because I like it. It's nice. Yeah. Yeah, so there's like all this really cool stuff, and there's just so much that goes into streaming in general, but also like VTubing. Like VTubing has a lot of very specific things, bits of software, all the crazy stuff that you can handle, and just do all the crazy things with. Ah. But yeah, that was basically. I had left about 15 minutes of time to kind of give people a chance to ask any questions, to clarify anything. Is there anything anyone wants to ask? Yes. Oh, yes, you'll need to come up to the microphone so I can hear you.
Hello?
Sorry, you were muted. Try that again.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Just a quick question. I got here pretty late. Will this panel be archived on Twitch?
That is a good question. I would assume so. I believe they will also upload it on YouTube at some point as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, anything that you missed, you'll be able to watch it on other areas. Is there anything in particular that you had a question on that I could answer for you right now as well?
Not that I can think of. I just got here pretty late.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's fine. No worries.
Thank you.
No worries, no worries. Anyone else?
Hello.
Hello.
Do you use any audio software for your voice, or is it all just the microphone?
Oh, this is all just the microphone. This is just how I talk when I'm on stream, unless I'm screaming because I'm trying not to die in like a horror game. I do have. Let me add this. Hold on, I can add this as a source to show you. Let me open up. I do have some like equalization to kind of make the to help with like noise and make sure that the sound is okay. I have a hand in my face. Let me. It's in XLR Mini. Okie dokie. Make sure I'm not going to dox myself or anything like that. Where is my Go XLR? So many different things open at the moment. Can I not show it? Well, that's just plain rude. All right, hold on. Let me take a screenshot. I'll take a screenshot so you can kind of see what it looks like. And I'll just slap it straight in. Yeah, so because I'm using a Go XLR microphone, I'm using Go XLR because I'm using an XLR microphone. It's a little bit different to say like a USB microphone. So USB microphones plug directly into your computer. An XLR is more like the kind of microphone like you've got in front of you. And I will grab this picture that I just took. I will add it in so you can see. Obviously, I won't be able to change the settings around because it's just a screenshot. But it's covering everything. Still covering everything. Okay. So in here, so this is so for what I have for my setup is I have, so you can see up the top with the little display, that's just like a mini version of the microphone setup itself. It means I can change the volume for my own mic for if I'm in like a collab. Music is actually tied to ChatBob, and system it's hard to see, but the last one says system, and that's just for my desktop audio. And then, as you can see, there's a mixer here that kind of helps with the different bits and pieces. If I were to go into routing, it would be I'd be able to do things like turn off certain sounds so you can't hear it in the stream, but I can hear it. So, for example, I can hear myself talking because I have my microphone also going into my headphones, which allows me to tell if there's like any issues with my sound, like with me speaking. And then there's also things like so with this type of mic, so I have what's called a Shure SM7B. It's a well-known podcasting mic, and it tends to be geared towards a masculine voice. So there's a lot of different like adjustments I have to make so that it's a little bit hands are going everywhere. So that's a little bit more it doesn't make my voice sound like too different than what I actually sound like because of the kind of like the presets it has. So I just make like a couple of small changes. I kind of make sure that the noise floor, so the natural sound of like electricity and that isn't too loud, so you don't hear crackling too much. You might be able to hear it a little bit. Usually it's hidden by games or by music. But when it's just dead silent and it's just me talking, it's a little bit more obvious. But when you're playing games and stuff, because there's so much like ambient sound, my hands are going absolutely ballistic. You can kind of hide it through that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. There are a lot of people that do use voice changes though. There are some people that use it to just make funny sounds. I don't have so I have a Go XLR Mini, but if I had the full size Go XLR, it actually has like a soundboard, and part of that is it has like presets for different sounds. So you can do like a demon voice, or you can do like a chipmunk voice. And some people will mess around with that on stream to kind of like to suit the settings, like suit the environment or whatever's going on at the time. But I only have a mini because I didn't think I would need that, and also because the big one is expensive. So, any other questions? No, not really. What else can I show off in the meantime then? Let's see. But it's also making sure that I don't break my computer. Let me close this. Let me see. What else do I have on hand that I can show? I don't have the other softwares currently installed. So I mentioned Vroid, I mentioned VTube Studio. There's a bunch of others that are installed, but that are available. But I don't have them installed anymore because I don't use them. When I first started streaming, I used what was called FaceRig, and that was one of the older face tracking softwares. But they don't update it as often, and it's not catered specifically to VTubers like VTube Studio is. So it didn't have the same sort of fancy bits, like fancy plugins and like the updates and things like that would allow some really cool stuff to happen. So I tend not to use it anymore. I didn't install it for this because I don't have my old model loaded in there anymore, so I can't really show you. I can actually show you my other models though. Hold on, let me turn 2D again. Hello. I've become 2D. I'm also wearing a different outfit, but let's not worry about that. But yes, I do actually have other models too. So, like I mentioned, a lot of people will have more than one model, especially if you've been doing it for a little while. This is my anniversary outfit. So my anniversary outfit actually looks like this. I'll actually hold on. Let me make this background not green. Otherwise, it's going to make everything look really ugly when I change. Okay. So this is actually my anniversary outfit, and I'll show you some cool stuff that VTubing can do. So as you can see, like I move around and things like that, and I've shown before, but I can do things like I can take off my jacket, I can take off my bag with this, and this is all entirely custom, so it depends on what I've picked to do. But I can also do this, and this is kind of like my main outfit at the moment that I wear, that I get art with. The outfit behind me, this one behind me, is actually my very first outfit, and I don't use that model anymore at the moment, mostly because the face tracking is not as updated. So with my current model, if I'm trying to drag the wrong area, I can do this. Like it has like side mouth tracking and things like that, and I can also do this. So you can do all sorts of crazy stuff with the model. I have different hands, like I showed before, and I also have like animations. So what you can do is when you are doing things like commissioning a model, you can say, hey, I want to be able to do this. It'll probably cost extra because there's like extra rigging, extra like artwork and things like that. But you can do things like making people or I can do a magic trick. And it's entirely up to you. It depends on what you pick, depends on what your model is based around. Mine is being a magician's assistant, so of course that's what I've got. My drink animation is like this. And yeah, you can literally do whatever you want with it. Oh, and to answer your question from before, YouTube is the long-term archive for the panels. What else can I show you? This model, this particular model. Oh, I was going to show you different models. That's right. Maybe put my buttons around. So let me find. This is my chibi model. Oh, this is very big. Hold on. Chibi does not mean the same thing apparently. There we go. There's my chibi model. So this is my a little model that I had made. I can stick my tongue out with this one too. And I can do mouth stuff with it as well. And this one, so you can have like with the big model, I have a couple of different things. This one I don't have as many things just because it's supposed to be like a simple model, but I can have. And I can have a dove on my head. And if you look, the dove actually wiggles. Here, let me. Hi. See, the dove wiggles. Hee. Hold on. Where am I? There we go. And you can do things like this. So you can do literally anything. But yeah, it's really fun. You can do all sorts of really crazy stuff with it. So I have like a channel point redeem where it's play a trick. It's called Play a Trick on Jezebel, and it's where you summon my little mini model. And yeah, you can do all sorts of really fun stuff. Let me see if I can. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna hide this because I don't wanna. I don't know if people want to know what models I have because I have some models that are not mine. I haven't stolen them or anything. It's just friends have given me their models for stuff. Sorry. Oh wait, okay, hold on. I can show you my very first model. So you'll be able to see the difference in how my. So you've seen my main model. This is how my model was when I very very first started. So this is over a year and a half ago now. That is the wrong window. Never mind that. There we go. Hello. As you can see, like this model only has a very limited amount of movement. This was like a especially in terms of price, this was quite a cheap model. Not cheap in quality, but cheap in price. I still really like this art style, and obviously there's a couple of things that are not as functional, but it was really good. You don't want to start VTubing. I mentioned this in the other panel, but you don't want to start VTubing and spending like several $1,000s on something straight away because it's a lot of money, and if you don't know if you actually like it, then yeah, that can be a problem. And you can see here, let me turn off the background so you can see this better. There we go. You can see here I have no legs, but and it's for whatever reason it's like a little askew, but it's still charming. I still really love this model. Maybe one day I can talk to the artist and see if I could get like updated rigging for it for something. I think that'd be nice. And if I'm just going to turn this off again so I don't show models. I've got so many tabs open. Hold on. I can show you my first model upgrade. I think it's this one. Hold on, let me check. Aha! Okay, this is the first one. Okay. So we went from the chibi, the very first one, the very chibi style, but with my original outfit to that is still the wrong window. There we go. I need to rename this so it's not easily getting the names confused. But yeah, so this was my first upgraded model that I had. This is my effectively this is considered my work outfit that I take to work with me. in terms of like lore wise and such. And as you can see, the mouth, I can't like, if I'm moving my mouth side to side, it doesn't have the same kind of tracking, but it still has a lot of different bits going for it. So let me, and I can dance if I want to. So I did when I first got my anniversary outfit, I wanted to have all 3 outfits, but it was too strong for the rigger's computer, and they said they can't do it without it crashing. So I had to kind of pick. So I ended up going with my current design, which is, once it loads, because it's taking a while. There we go. So yeah. This is like my main medal. I just like having my twin towers out a lot. So, and it's also kind of like one of my well-known features. It's like was it charm point? So, yeah, that's kind of like a little bit more of an in-depth behind the scenes of all the weird and wonderful stuff that VTubing has. Some of it is overlapping with just general streaming, but there's a lot of stuff that's very specifically integrated to VTubing, and you can do other things too, like if you tie more other bots into it. Like I know there's one called Mix It Up, and you can do things like you can make parts of your model go rainbow colored if someone does something in particular. So literally endless supply of endless supply of choices on what you could do. I think it's been an hour. So if there's any final questions, and then I think we'll have to wrap up. No final questions? Last chance. This is my last panel at Animefest, so you will be able to talk to me briefly at the merch space, but after that, you'll have to like find me online to actually say hello and ask any questions. Of course, I'm happy to answer any questions. So, no, okay, all right. In that case, then. I will mention that if you do come to the dealers area and go to the WF merch table, it's right as you go through the door, and you look to, I think it's the right. Someone can quote me on that. If you look, there'll be a giant TV, and myself and Zane, or Zane will be there. You can come talk to us. We have some merchandise. If you would like a big fat Bob, which is a big round bird plush with a crown on it, and some keychains or things like that, or just come say hello, all that good stuff. If you would like to follow me or find me online, here are my details here. That is me. Yes, okay, that is me. Good. I thought I clicked Zane for a moment. Zane's is right above mine. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, obviously there's plenty more that could be talked about when it comes to VTubing, but this kind of gives you an idea of how much goes into it, and also the expenses, I guess, behind it, that sort of thing. Now, this is my final panel. However, Zane, who is another member of MLC, Magical Literature Club, she has her final panel in an hour? Question mark? What time is it? Maybe 2 hours. Ow! Oh! I don't know if you're watching the stream, but Granite, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Magic Show. So in 2 hours, I think. Hold on. Wait, no. In 1 hour. I can't count. In 1 hour, Zane will have a panel in here. So if you like gacha games, if you like music and games and video games, etc., Zane is doing a game where you can listen to music and try and work out what it is. It's going to be a lot of fun. You should definitely come. Ow! Ow! Okay, I should probably turn the alert off so I'm not out, so no people aren't. So I'm not constantly throwing things. Yeah, thank you everyone for coming. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned some interesting things. Like I said, you can come talk to me in the merch area if you want to ask questions if you don't feel comfortable doing it right now. And yeah, we'll head off. I think they'll need me out because I'm sure there's another panel that's going to happen. But yeah, thank you for coming.